What if I told you there is a city carved entirely into mountains, a place that was once richer than some of the greatest cities in the ancient world, yet for centuries it completely disappeared from human memory? A city where giant stone temples, hidden tunnels, and forgotten engineering systems still stand after more than 2,000 years. A place so mysterious that historians are still asking one question: how did humans build a masterpiece like Petra in the middle of a deadly desert? This is the untold story of Petra, the lost city of the Nabataeans.
Deep inside the deserts of modern-day Jordan lies a place that looks almost impossible. Massive red and orange cliffs rise from the ground, and between these mountains is a narrow passage called the Sick. For anyone walking through it for the first time, the feeling must have been unbelievable. After traveling through a dark canyon for almost a mile, suddenly a giant structure appears between the rocks: the Treasury of Petra, a perfectly carved monument standing over 40 meters high, created not by modern machines, but by human hands thousands of years ago. But the biggest mystery is not how beautiful Petra looks. The real mystery is why such an advanced city was built in one of the harshest environments on Earth. More than 2,000 years ago, around the 4th century BC, a group of Arab people known as the Nabataeans arrived in this desert region. At first glance, this land seemed useless. There were no giant rivers, no fertile farmland, and almost no natural resources. Many civilizations would have avoided this place. But the Nabataeans saw something others missed. They saw opportunity. They realized that Petra was located at the perfect position between major trade routes connecting Arabia, Egypt, the Mediterranean, and Asia. Instead of building a city around agriculture, they built a city around one of the most valuable things in the ancient world: trade.
The Nabataeans became masters of controlling the desert. They transformed Petra into a wealthy trading center where caravans carrying spices, silk, gold, incense, and precious goods stopped on their long journeys. Traders from different civilizations passed through Petra, bringing not only wealth, but also knowledge, ideas, and culture. At its peak, historians believe tens of thousands of people lived in and around this incredible city. But there was one huge problem. How could a city survive in a place where water was extremely rare? The answer reveals the genius of the Nabataeans. While other civilizations struggled against the desert, Petra's builders learned how to control it. They created an advanced water management system with channels carved into rocks, underground pipes, and massive storage tanks. They captured every drop of rainwater that fell from the mountains and carefully distributed it throughout the city. This allowed Petra to support thousands of people and even create gardens in a landscape where almost nothing should grow. The desert was not their enemy anymore. It became the foundation of their success.
But Petra was not just a city of engineers. It was also a city of incredible architecture. The most famous structure, the Treasury, was carved directly into a sandstone cliff. But here is the surprising part. It was not actually a treasury. For generations, people believed hidden treasures were stored inside, but archaeologists now believe it was likely a royal tomb or ceremonial structure. And the treasury is only a small part of Petra. The city contains hundreds of tombs, temples, houses, and monuments carved into the mountains. The entire city was created by removing stone layer by layer, turning a natural landscape into a human-made wonder.
So, how did they carve these massive structures without modern technology? The Nabataeans used simple but highly effective tools. Workers carefully measured the mountain surfaces, cut the stone from top to bottom, and created detailed designs inspired by different cultures around the ancient world. Greek, Roman, Egyptian, and local Arabian influences can all be seen in Petra's architecture. This shows that Petra was not an isolated city. It was a global center where different worlds came together. But every great civilization eventually faces challenges. Around the 1st century AD, the Roman Empire expanded into the region. In 106 AD, Petra was officially taken over by Rome. The city continued to exist, but its importance slowly began to decline. New trade routes developed, especially sea routes, which reduced the need for caravans passing through the desert. The wealth that once flowed into Petra started disappearing. Then came the earthquakes. Powerful earthquakes damaged parts of the city's water systems, and without reliable water control, maintaining a large population became much harder. Slowly, people left. The once busy streets became silent. The markets disappeared. The voices of thousands of traders and citizens faded away. Petra, the city that once connected entire civilizations, was slowly swallowed by the desert. For hundreds of years, Petra became a forgotten city. Local communities knew about its existence, but much of the outside world had no idea this ancient masterpiece was still hidden among the mountains. Then, in 1812, a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt traveled through the region disguised as a local traveler. He heard stories about a hidden city in the desert and convinced locals to guide him there. When he finally entered Petra, he revealed to the world a place that seemed almost impossible to believe. Today, Petra is considered one of the greatest archaeological wonders on Earth and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Millions of visitors travel every year to walk through the same narrow canyon, stand in front of the Treasury, and imagine the civilization that once controlled the desert. But Petra is more than just an ancient tourist attraction. It is proof that human creativity can overcome impossible challenges. And maybe that is the greatest mystery of Petra. The question was never only, how did humans build a city inside the desert? The deeper question is, how did humans look at an empty, dangerous landscape and imagine a place where thousands of people could live, trade, and create something that would survive for thousands of years? Petra disappeared for centuries, but its story survived. Hidden inside the mountains of Jordan, the lost city still reminds us of one incredible truth. Sometimes the greatest achievements of humanity are created in the places where nobody believes they are possible.